it's me. Hey guys, it's Youkeyy once again, back at you, one time for the one time. Today we are doing another voiceover. Well, not really a voiceover. This is just an intro, little spiel or whatever, because the video you're about to watch was actually filmed in 2018. I know. The reason I could not redo this video is because a lot of the stuff that I actually used in the video, I am no longer in possession of. And I've kind of wrestled, I've wrestled inside my spirit. Okay, just kidding. I've wrestled within myself as to whether or not to actually put up this video. And I decided to just go ahead and do it. Even though it is old, you guys have never seen it before. It just never went up because, I don't know, for whatever reason. And here it is. So I hope you guys enjoy it. By the way, it's so interesting to see how different my vibe was in this video because I wasn't as used to the camera yet. Like I was just starting to warm up. But yeah, okay. Bye. Hello, if you've never seen me before, hi, my name is Youkeyy, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some makeup mistakes that I used to make. I feel like there's this misconception that many people have always known how to do makeup, whereas that's not the case. Okay, we all start from somewhere. Really interesting, let's put it that way. These are steps I was using from like, I want to say from the very beginning up until like 2016. It's a lot, okay? So the first thing I used to do was to apply my base. My base was Milk of Magnesia, and if you guys know, I used that for about 5-6 years, and it wreaked havoc on my skin over time because I was using it so frequently, so it really dried out my skin. I've actually stopped using a base for the past few months now. I still will every now and then, but as of right now, I'm just no. Next, I would use my foundation. If you have been watching my channel from pretty close to the beginning, you know that I still was using this foundation while I was doing makeup on YouTube. But I no longer use it for several reasons, but it is the Black Opal Cream Stick Foundation in the shade Nutmeg. So here's what I would do. I would put the foundation, like I would smear it on my skin and I'll just put it everywhere. And as you can see, the foundation is pretty orange, but I would always like blend it out. From the very beginning, I've always been a high coverage girl. I feel like I'm gonna end up cringing throughout the entire video. But I would blend it out with this. I still use this foundation brush though, but lately I've been using it to just, okay, this is not about what I'm doing lately, it's about what you used to do. So I would take my Sigma Foundation F60 brush, and I can't even do this. It just feels so silly doing this now. I don't know why. Okay. I think because now I'm realizing how much I was pulling on my skin. I mean, shoot, she still blends out. Don't get it twisted. She will still blend out, honey, but why is this so funny to me right now? I have no idea. So I'm trying to recreate something from, I think it was 2012, I believe. Oh yeah, and I would do this too. Oh, I think I still have that Real Techniques brush I used to use, huh? So after doing this, I would smear it all over my brows. Oh Lord. I would take it all over my brows as well. You couldn't tell me anything. I was always a foundation before brows girl, but now I'm kind of in between. Everything in life is a process. And I know sometimes people look at my old photos and they're like, dude, your makeup was not even all that bad. But I think a lot of people who wear makeup will kind of share the same sentiments that, man, like what was I doing years ago, I would take my Real Techniques buffing brush and buff this out. This foundation is very high coverage, so it doesn't move around as easily as some of my other foundations do. Foundation sticks will always have a place in my heart because they're just so portable. They're easy for travel. You don't have to worry about liquids, spilling. It's just perfect. Oh, and then I would take a little bit of it onto the eyes too, a little remainder that's left on the brush to kind of cancel out some of that darkness that I had around the eyes. This I would really sometimes pack on foundation underneath my eyes and then later on still go and add more concealer. So I can't really clock the foundation shade all that much because it's still a pretty close match for my skin tone. After that was done, what I would do next is to put on the brows. Okay, let me bring it out because I still have the brow product that I was using. This is OG YouTube. Anyone who used to watch Beauty by JJ, you can recognize this palette. This was the Wet n Wild Vanity palette. And as you can see, you see this brown right here. It's supposed to be like a rich matte brown in there. It's completely gone because I would use it all up just for my brows. So I actually bought backups and I still have some. I believe I have 2 backups still. And this one is fresh, unopened. So I'm gonna open it up for this video. It's moments like these in which I'm glad that I keep stuff. So it came with this little sponge applicator as well as this janky little brush that I never used. And then I would use a small angle brush. Let me see if I can find it first of all. Oh, actually, I actually still have the same brush. This is the Sigma Small Angle E65 brush. I've been using Sigma for so many years. Oh my gosh. So this was actually the brush that I would use to apply my brow product with. And this was the eyeshadow palette that I would use all the time without fail. And I'm actually gonna do my old signature Youkeyy look as well for you guys. So that should be fun. So I dab my brush in there. I don't even think I would tap off the excess. I just go right in. And oh, you can see the foundation's already creasing just by me smiling. So that's a testament to how that goes. So I'd brush up the brows. And this is before I would use brow gel. So I wouldn't have a tail end of my brow. If I did, it was very, very thin because I hated how my brows grew, the direction in which they grew. Brush that, and then I'd go in and apply this eyeshadow. Low-key, this still works. I'm not gonna lie, it still works. I bought this palette specifically because Beauty by JJ used to do her brows using this exact same technique, and I love her brows, so I would get whatever she recommended. Well, she formerly Beauty by JJ, she now goes by Jenny Jenkins here on YouTube. And who are some of you guys' favorite OG YouTubers? I remember Lyric Rochester. She used to go by Jamaican Makeup Artist. Lyric Rochester, The Island Beauty, Savannah Silver. Oh my goodness. I would watch a little bit of Patricia Bright, Adana. There's so many people. Flick it up a little bit. I'm not even creating the brow shape I used to do, which was more square-ish. So I need to try to replicate that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I used to rock very boxy brows, you guys. I would take a little bit in here, almost create like a unibrow, and I would do this and just kind of flick it up there. I still kind of do that, but I'm not as intense with it as I was back then. So I would use this brush, the MAC 195, to carve out the brows. And I would use my Black Opal Flawless Concealer in the shade Honey. This is what I still use to carve out the brows and clean them up to this day.
To this day! To this day!
I'm realizing how much has stuck with me over the years. It's crazy. Carve this out. I actually used to go all the way out here at times. Pull this down. Bring this up. And I drag this down, of course. And then I come up here, the other side of the brush. Boom. And boom. And that was literally it. That was my brow shape, you guys. And I feel like my brow shape actually did vary. There were times where it was more curved, but really, really thin. There were times where it was more boxy. Another thing I was always scared of was halo brows. So I would use another brush to blend it out, and it would take me forever to blend. Here's why. I still have the brush. The other one, I remember I think 2 or 3 of them fell apart on me, and this is the last one I purchased. It's the e.l.f. angled foundation brush, and this is what I would use to clean up around my brows. So let me show you. I would do this. And you know, it worked. It really worked. One of the previous brushes had broken on me, and I didn't have enough time to go out and purchase it again. So I used my foundation brush to help me blend out around the eyebrows, and I was like, whoa, it's so much easier to blend, and it really tones down the color while keeping the brows clean. And that was when I discovered that trick, and that's a trick I've told you guys about. And there was even a time when I would just straight up do this way, and no. So I'd make tiny concealer strokes to give the illusion that the brows were growing as they went further out towards the tail. I loved making the tail of my brows really, really, really thin. So I'm not sure if I was able to get that point across here. I feel like I did better with this brow than with this. But next I would move on to the eyes, and I would just use your regular old eyeshadow primer. So I would use the original Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This was before I learned that you could use concealer as your eyeshadow base. And trust me, when I found out you could use concealer, it saved me a lot of money on eyeshadow primers. So I just use my finger and blend it out. So I would take my Wet n Wild Vanity palette still, and I don't think I have any of those brushes. And so what I would do is I would take this brown color right here, and I would go right in here and just start blending. I would always use windshield wiper motions when I was blending. I just kind of lost track of what time frame I'm supposed to be emulating right now. Oh, I forgot I would actually kind of pack it on the lid too. And I would take this brown right here, same one that I used to do the brows. Now I would just go in here and I would just blend this in. And I would actually make my lid space look smaller than it was because I would over exaggerate my crease. So that's what would happen there. And sometimes I'd even bring this up just to blend it out. Yep, that looks like my eye that I would always do. And then what I would do is I would take a pencil brush and go in with this gold color right here. This was one of my favorite colors. Actually, I think I used to use Amber Lights. Where's Amber Lights? MAC's Amber Lights eyeshadow, and pop that to the inner corner and then bring it further out this way. Should rename this the full face of expired makeup. That's what I should do. So I'd bring it down all the way here. And I've always loved the inner corner. I'm getting flashbacks, you guys. I really am. No, just kind of let it fade into that. I would just let it fade. I don't know how else to explain it. It would just do its own thing right there. After that, I would then take my under eye concealer and I would use the same exact concealer that I used to conceal around my brows. And this concealer, if you've ever tried the Black Opal Flawless concealers, they're sticks. They are thick, okay? Do this. I'm cringing, you guys. I'm internally cringing. First of all, I don't know what the heck I was thinking because this color is way too light, okay? So I would do that. I wouldn't bring it all the way in. No, this is not 2018. I would not bring it all the way in to the sides of the nose. I would just leave it right there. So I would do that. And I loved taking it close to the under eye area because I've just always loved that, like, you know, blended, even under eye area look. My skin, I'm having to tug on my skin and this is making me feel really sad. And I would bring it up like this. And up like this. Okay. And then I would do this. Can't forget these guys. And I've always loved my trifecta. Can't do without it. And then I would grab my damp blending sponge, which was always the Real Techniques complexion sponge at the time, but I no longer use that because I've now upgraded, but just for demonstration purposes. But anyways, how did I even blend out? This concealer is so thick. I don't even know how I used to blend this out. Oh my God, you know what? I wasn't using sponges yet at the time. I forgot I was using this. It wasn't the e.l.f. brush I was using, it was a different brush. But I would sometimes use this. Let me see if I can find it because I think I still have it. So it used to be something similar to this, the large concealer brush by Sigma. I don't believe it was it this brush? I don't believe it was this brush I was using. It was a different brush, but sometimes I would use this. So let me just try. I would actually do my under eye area first and I just go in and tap repeatedly until it all blended in. How in the world did I think this was okay with all this under eye tugging of the skin. Naturally, I'm bringing it in, which I was not doing before. So let me not do that. I've always loved that snatched, angular look. The fact that I even thought this was okay and all the patchiness that's going on and the tugging, man, life really does come at you fast. It really does. No wonder it would take me forever to do my makeup. My gosh. I mean, it still takes me long to do my makeup now, but wow. Just seeing how everything is blending out with this brush again is... I really thought this was okay. I was walking around looking like a fool. This is just one massive self-roast session at this point because I can't even with myself, okay? I just remembered, then I would take my buffing brush from Real Techniques that had a little bit of that foundation left over on it, and I would literally do this just to blend out in between the highlighted areas and the areas with just foundation on them. And I remember doing this too. Now it doesn't look as bad, but trust me, you guys, in real life, the patchiness is real. Then I would use the Ben Nye translucent powder in the shade Topaz. I never wanted to use, I don't think I ever purchased the, did I ever purchase? I don't think I ever purchased the banana powder. I would use this. So I take some of it in the cap, and this is a very yellowy, orange-ish powder. I believe I used to use a regular blending brush. I would dip it in here, dust off the excess, and then I would go in and I would apply this. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I used this much, or maybe I used a different powder. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I used this powder though. I'm pretty sure this was the powder I was using, wasn't it? Or maybe I'm applying too much. Let me knock off some more of it and see. You guys, I know for a fact that I used to bake, but I can't remember what I used to use. I think I did use this actually, but it was more towards the later parts of me transitioning out of it and transitioning into using Laura Mercier. Oh my God, no one, dude, this is taking me forever to cover these surfaces. No wonder my makeup used to take me hours. Still takes me hours, but still, we're not gonna talk about that. So after that was done, I would use my face powder, which I still use, the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep. I remember seeing these little dark patches all the time, and I could never understand why. And it's like, duh, the under eye concealer that I was using was not for the under eyes. It was way too heavy and, you know, thick. And then for blush, I would use the Milani Berry Amore blush. Still have that. I don't remember what blush brush I would use. I don't think I still have it, but I'll just do this. And that's basically the amount that I would put on. I don't know if you guys remember this, but highlighter was not a thing at the time. Like, it was just, the goal was to make your face completely matte, super matte as much as possible. So highlight was not a thing. Dewy setting spray was not even a thing. I don't even think I was setting my face until much later. Then I'd go back to the eyes and finish off my eyeliner. And yep, that's basically how my eyeliner used to look. It still does look like that still these days sometimes. Then I would put on lashes. I don't think I'm gonna do lashes just because I don't see a point. This is not gonna stay on. I'm not even gonna set this because I actually would not set my makeup at the time. And I always had this tendency of applying lipstick colors that were not as flattering on me. So I'm gonna use the MAC Viva Glam 2 lipstick. If you remember this, you know what's up. So yeah. Oh my God. I'm trying to think realistically how many times I wore this lipstick like this. I don't think I wore this lipstick a whole lot. I feel like there's another, oh, never mind. Yes, I did. I feel like I did use liner with this sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Again, I wouldn't set my face and I would just walk out the door looking like this, and you couldn't tell me anything. I felt flat, I felt good, I felt beautiful, and that was all that mattered to me. And the funny thing is, I would get compliments on my makeup and people would be like, oh, do you have a YouTube channel? You should do YouTube. And with makeup like this. So, you know, they must have seen something in me at the time that I couldn't see in myself, obviously. It's really interesting to see how far you've come. I'm so glad I did this because it really puts things into perspective, because I feel like, especially being a YouTuber, it's very easy to get into these moments where you feel as if you're not progressing, or you feel as if you're not being creative enough, or you feel as if you don't have as much to offer when it comes to makeup tips and improving on your makeup skills. But doing this really made me realize just how far I've come, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to be able to share this with you guys. This brought back so many memories of me getting ready before going to the club or getting ready before parties. This is something, man. It's really something. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. So what I would do, I don't know why in the world I even would bother with this. Oh, I even have the brush. Okay, so I'm forgetting there's one more thing that I would do. I would take I don't know why I thought this was okay. I would take a mixture of these two colors here. So this one's a shimmer, this one is matte, and I would place that on the brow bone. This same brush, I still have it, and it's really, really tore up, as you can see. But this is the MAC, ooh, I cannot read that. I think the MAC 242. I place it right here. Now I'd pat this on right in here. Oh, and then sometimes I would bring it in all the way in here. And then after that was done, I would take this next color right next to it, it's a shimmer, and place that right on top. This is the completed look for how I used to do my makeup for any type of event that I was going to. Sometimes I'd play with color a little bit, but I didn't have all those colorful palettes. It was just this that I had, and maybe like one or two different palettes that had similar colors in them. Slaying for the girls, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and I believe maybe even a little bit of 2015 style. We've come a long way, you guys. We really have come a long way. So this video was definitely fun. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you were wearing makeup at the time, or even many years ago, let me know how you used to wear your makeup and what you remember about the products or tools that you used to use, and also how you felt in it, because I remember feeling so good whenever I had my makeup done like this. I just felt fearless. It was weird, but at the time, this was beat to me, like beat, okay? It was just all matte. You wanted to be completely matte, and that was all you would hear. Hence the milk of magnesia thing, of course, so you know. So yes, this is the completed look, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. Do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already, and also hit the bell to get all notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. Here you have it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I hope to see you in the next one, Lord willing. Stay blessed. Bye.